One of the most exciting things about a new League of Legends season is seeing how the metagame will evolve and what new and exciting champions we're going to get to watch. We had a huge itemization overhaul this offseason and a bunch of new champion releases. We also had a couple of offseason tournaments in China and Korea to give us a preview of how things are shaking out. Here's what we've learned about the emerging metagame from the Demacia Cup and Kespa Cup. The first thing many people will be wondering is whether we're seeing Samira, Yone, Seraphine, and Rel, and I've got good news. Samira has been incredibly popular, and it looks like Yone has some niche playtime in him too. Seraphine and Rel have made appearances, but support diversity is super low right now, so they haven't really been able to break through. Most support playtime has been dominated by Alistar and Leona. In fact, no other support has been seen in more than 12% of the games across both tournaments. Those two champions pretty clearly describe the overall meta, because both excel at engaging teamfights by throwing their bodies at the enemy team, and that's what the popular champion pool has become built around. When you've got a support that can engage so reliably, you want to complement that with carries who can follow up with burst damage or executes. There's a natural fit between Alistar, Leona, and picks like Akali, Graves, Kai'Sa, Samira, and Miss Fortune. Once you've set yourself up for big 5v5 teamfights, it makes sense to round out team comps with champions like Renekton, Ornn, and Orianna who thrive in the big mosh pit scenarios created by those engages. One way of countering team comps that want to dogpile you in a 5v5 is by having carries who can play from long range and contribute well without dedicated peel. That's why Jhin and Ezreal have been rounding out the bot lane pool, and it partly explains why Zoe has been around so much too. Another counter method is to outpace the 5v5 comp in the early game with a fast clearing jungler and hard winning lanes. So we get Olaf and Taliyah. It's worth noting that Olaf benefits a lot from the power of the Gore Drinker mythic item that gives him extra sustain and damage inside big teamfights. With that context, the win rate leaderboard makes pretty good sense. Aatrox leads with a 68% win rate, because 5v5 mosh pits are exactly what he was designed for. Thresh is in there as a direct counter to Leona and Alistar, and Nidalee and Lilia fit the high-paced jungler mold. Camille is an interesting one. 18 of her 20 games came in Demacia Cup, so the Chinese teams are loving her, but the Koreans don't seem to agree that she fits the meta as well. We'll have to see what the rest of the world thinks. Flex picks are always an important aspect of the meta, and there's plenty of flexing going on so far. That includes flexes we've gotten used to, like Akali and Renekton going to both mid and top lane, or Set going into top mid or support, or Galio being played both mid and support. But there are some new flexes emerging that make things pretty dynamic right now. Pantheon is one of them. In the Demacia Cup and Kespa Cup, he was played 7 times in the jungle, 3 times support, 2 times mid, and 1 time top. Jungle is actually his least popular role in Diamond 1 Plus solo queue though, so maybe that distribution of roles will change as the season plays out. Gragas is another potential 4-way flex. He was only used in top lane and support in the tournaments, but in solo queue he's being flexed much more heavily, seeing frequent play in jungle and even a little bit of mid lane as well. Hopefully we'll get to see him moved around the map some more to disrupt some drafts. There are a few other champions I want to call out too. First, I just want to assure anyone who's wondering, yes, Yone is a ton of fun to watch. I'm sure we'll get some more great Yone highlights throughout the year. Second, I've enjoyed seeing support Maokai, who has played 8 times in the Kespa Cup and twice in the Demacia Cup. His kit works well as counter-engage, so he's an interesting choice to push back against the Alistar Leona meta.
Rich is trying to run, as the twisted advance will hold him in position. Damn, Barrel's got nerves of steel!
Finally, there's a champion who has been making a lot of waves, but actually didn't show up in either tournament somehow, and that's Ivern. He got a pretty solid buff on patch 1025, and right now my data shows that his 54.4% win rate in Diamond 1 Plus solo queue is the 3rd highest of any jungler, behind Olaf and Skarner. I'd love to see Ivern break back into the pro meta, so let's keep our fingers crossed. All told, there are some pretty fun trends emerging in the pro meta right now. The next patch is sure to bring around a few more adjustments, but it looks like we're headed for explosive action and a lot of team fighting at the start of 2021.
It's officially 2021, and I haven't had my hair cut in a long time, so I'm starting to get kind of this like emo thing going on here. Do you think I can, do you think I could pull this off? Here we go. You know, I'm so emo late. Wait, there. You know, I'm just feeling so emotional lately over the fact that you haven't checked out alienware.com/Travis and used Travis Ted off Q4 in the description below to check out awesome Alienware stuff like this Area 51M. That took longer than I was hoping it would to pull this into the shot. Like this Area 51M which is an amazing piece of hardware. Kobe was using this this past holiday break to play some video games, some World of Warcraft on his holiday break. Whatever. This video is going on too long. Anyway, check out the description below.